Hello everyone, welcome back. James the Koi Whisperer. So I'm at Southwest Koi today. Popped up to give Dave a bit of a hand really. I wanted to run you through what he's asked me to do with the filtration side of things here on the premises. So I want to take you out here real quickly. We've been sorting out a load of fish up here the last couple of days, but I wanted to show you the filtration side of things, what Dave's asked me to try to sort out really. So there's nothing wrong with this setup. It's all working correctly, but there's certain things like air pumps on the floor that when everything got installed, you got air pumps going into like UVs. Obviously when you lift the lid on the bio unit, it cuts the air pump off, and if someone else comes out here, it shuts down the moving bed side of things. And there's little bits and pieces like in the moving bed, there's only one pump or one air bar, and I don't want to have any dead spots. Not that there is at the moment, but just little improvements just to try to help out, sort out a few things. Some of them are bubbling up a little bit too much. I think just by having a little bit of a play around and just sorting it out, I think it can be a little bit more improved. Ideally, what we're thinking, sort of thinking like along the back wall there, have all of the control panels along the back wall, have the air pumps along the back wall, just so everything's visible to be seen. If there's someone that new comes here, or someone that, like myself, don't really know what's going on with what's plugged into what, and if a system fails or if a pump breaks down, that it's just a little bit easier to sort of spot and check and get a bit of an eye for it. I'm not saying that when this was all installed, it was all put in wrong and set up wrong. It's more the fact of there's a system on every single pond outside here, and when it all got put together, it was a bit of a mad rush really, trying to get it finished at a certain period of time. Dave had a lot of fish turning up. Yeah, it's just one of them things, just like there's always improvements to be made, isn't there? So obviously you can see the roof still needs to be put on here, but what we've been doing, not just myself, but Rad, Dave, we've been sorting out a few of the fish while we're here as well. Because it is coming to that end of season time, we've been just selecting some of the fish that need to come from outside now to go inside, because the cover didn't really get done in time, and I don't believe it's going to get done until the beginning of spring now. Obviously the amount of money that's spent out is absolutely crazy, but that's just part of running a koi business, I suppose. I kindly offered to come up and help, you know, help sort the filtration side of things out. It makes me content, I enjoy doing it, so it's a win-win really. But to start with, I want to show you some of the fish that we got around here. So if anyone wants an absolute bargain, these koi have been up for £150 each. I just spoke to Dave, and to be honest with you, this is going to blow your mind. So every single fish in this pond here, £40 a piece. There's some absolute banging fish here, and I don't believe there's anywhere in the country that you can get a kahaku of this quality and standard for 40 quid. I think that's an absolute bargain. I'll get some out and have a look in a bowl in a minute just to show you, but that's an absolute bargain right there. I've got some fish over here that we're sorting out. So over here, these fish were £40 each. Like I said, I'll get the net out and show you. And it's basically when they're gone, they're gone. There's no more deals here. What we've got here, you got some Ginrin Achibas, really nice quality fish. These normally are £40 each. Well, you can have them for £20 a piece, which is an absolute bargain. Some really nice quality fish here. So yeah, when they're gone, they're gone. I'll get a bowl out and I'll show you a little bit better detail in a minute. Over here, we got absolutely loads left in this vat. So over here in this pond, it's a bit of a mixed pond with Hyatzuris, Kiyatzuris. You've got a few Sankis, a few Matsubas as well. But these fish normally are retailing for £80 each. They're probably 20 centimetres plus easy. And then, to be fair, Dave said 50 quid a piece, which is an absolute bargain. And yeah, when they're gone, they're gone. But it will save us bringing them inside, so if anyone is interested, get yourself down to Southwest Koi. But I do believe the kahakus in here is an absolute amazing deal for 40 quid a pop. Really, to be fair with you, we just want to shut this pond down, get all of the fish out, because we we're running out of room really. Not that we can't sell them, but I just want to offer you guys a bit of a deal. Obviously, the people that support me, if I know that there's a bargain to be had and you want to get yourself a last minute deal, obviously you got some Ginrin Kahakus in here as well for £40 a pop. I believe that's an absolute bargain. Some of them in here, there's some bigger ones in here going up to like 25 sort of centimetres, probably a little bit bigger that guy is down there. So absolute steal, to be honest. But before I show you any more of the fish inside, what I was planning to do was just take you around the back here, because I have already been sorting out some of the filtration already, because all of the systems for the ponds, you can see there's another drum filter here. All of the systems on all of the ponds on the inside are on the outside, if that makes sense. So when it was all installed, Dave didn't want any of the filtration inside. I mean, it could have been put inside, but he wanted it for cleaning purposes and everything outside the shop. And I just want to show you what I've been doing. So it is far from finished. I've got all the cables to sort out, but you can sort of see what I'm saying with all the pumps on the wall, the air pumps on the side. I'm still sorting out some cables, but I just want to show you inside of here that the moving bed itself is working a million times better, and that's just by adding like 2 air stones to it. So that's how I want all of the systems to be running. And what you see is a lot of work behind the scenes that you don't get seen. A lot of this work was already done, put in place before I got here, but I've just been having a bit of a clean round, bit of a pressure wash of some of the drums, getting them all nice tip-top condition ready for the winter months, because it's surprising how much food goes through these systems and how much waste goes through these drum filters. They're absolutely brilliant, but certain things like having all the plugs on the wall, all the sockets on the wall, certainly make it a lot easier to sort out, and like accessing pumps and stuff like that. So even in this system, this one's working a million times better now as well, having the 2 air stones either side of this bio unit. So definitely improvements there. Air pumps up on the side of the wall, and it just makes it a lot easier. So I've been playing around with some of the bits and pieces out here, just tidying it up. It's also running a Profi drum back here, and I'm not going to lie to you, compared to the Burton's drum, there's not much difference in it, apart from the only thing that I do find with this drum right here is that the screen on it, I don't think is quite as fine as what the Burton's drums one are, because it definitely seems to let a little bit more waste into like the bio unit that's here. This is something else I need to sort out today. So I'm going to have all of this bio out. You can see it's running on these real thin air pump, and it's not really man enough for the job. So I want to get this bubbling up a lot better than what it is at the moment. I noticed that these have got like the big bio and the small bio, and I want to get this bubbling up a bit more, but I've got to take all of that media out, redo the pipe work and get it all put in place. But that's something that I'll do later on today, because I'm the only one here this morning at the moment. Opened up, I've got to go down, check there's no customers come in, and yeah, to be fair, we'll have a little bit of a nip round of some of the fish inside, because we've had a little bit of a sort out and brought some of the better quality fish in, moved them around a little bit better, and to be honest with you, it gives you a little bit of something different to look at when you first turn up, instead of the same fish in every single pond, if that makes sense. So I'll just blip you around now quickly. And it is that time of year, after we had the sale weekend, to be fair, when I hosted an event up here with Dave at Southwest Koi. To be honest with you, we sold out so many fish. The main pond behind us was empty really, but what we've done, we've moved a few fish, put them in here, just to give you something to look at more than anything, because an empty pond's never no good, is it? Do you know what I mean? So we've put a few better fish in here, and I just want to show you them. So with some of the bigger fish that is left, sorry about that, I just spooked them, but most of these koi here are all certificated, but there's definitely some decent fish here. All different price ranges, not going to lie. What it does, it gives you something different to have a look at. I mean, I really like this fish right here. I think that there looks amazing, not going to lie. Sorry about the glare. A massive pond like this, to be fair, should be full up of big fish. On the sale weekend that we did, every single one of them pretty much sold out, and there was a pond full of koi here, but they all seemed to disappear. But that artwork on the back's always incredible and always nice to see. Just want to run you down through some of the fish that's here now. So it's a bit of a mixed pond bag going on now, all different prices for different sections of fish, different qualities of fish running down through. Instead of having the same price on every single pond, there's just a little bit more different to look at, if you get my drift. Some really nice fish in this vat, may I add. Move over from this side because it's hard to film with the air this side, but don't put your hands in if you do come. So walking up through this side, same again, not all of the same fish in every vat anymore. We've moved a lot of fish from outside, so there is something different to look at. There is something to catch your eye. A few Makashiogons in here now, look. A couple of Ariokis I've seen swimming around. Some absolute banging Sankies from Sakai. And yeah, top quality fish. Sort of the better end fish going up through these ponds at the moment. Just gives you something a little bit better to look at. But these fish here, there's no rush for these to be sold, if you know what I mean. No rush for any fish to be sold, but there's just some better quality fish here now, something different to have a look at. And what I wanted to do real quickly is run you down through this side of the ponds, because a lot of these are priced up. We're still at the stage where we're just pricing stuff up. So you got mixed koi in here for 150 each, running down through these. And then you got Kahakus at 250. Some of these are up 35, 40 cm. And then we got Goshkis, 140. High grade showers at 275. In this pond we've got mixed koi, 150 each. But if anyone wants to come up this weekend, I'm sure there's deals to be had in here. Some Shisuis in here, Kajakus. Looks like a bit of a mixed bag really. A couple of Chagois, but I think we can do a special deal on some of these. Get them down to around 120 for anything that's in here for you. I've said that off my own back, but I'm sure that ain't going to be a problem. So yeah, one other thing I wanted to show you real quickly is some of the things that I've been sorting out. So things like putting things on display, the nets and stuff, and I wanted to whip you down near the shop just to show you what I've been doing. So as you first walk into the shop now, you're meted by all of the Sakai food, sorted out all of the shelves. We got drum filters on display, we got bio units on display, we got backy showers on display. And walking in through to start with, you've got more fish food, and then you've got loads of different auto feeders, fish feeders. One thing that is really good at the moment, and I highly recommend, soap meters for 25 quid. They do pH, they do TDS, they do everything. You've got the Mountain Tree air rings here as well. You've got the Fuji Mac pumps, air pumps. Over here, there's also some Mountain Tree media here as well that he's just trying and testing out to see if it sells. You've got some Mountain Tree filter mat that I love using on my channel. These are an absolute bargain, to be fair. 45 quid for a koi bowl. You've got more bio units on display, all of the pumps and everything, and then you've got all of the pipework fittings. One thing that I really do like and enjoy about Southwest Koi, if you're ever planning to do anything, you've got glue, you've got pipework, and you've got every single fitting that you can imagine here. So if you do want to play around and have, you know, make yourself a DIY filter, there's loads of pipe work for you to do that. So loads of pumps running up through here. You've got some of the skimmers down through this side, loads of nets down through this side. Anyone needs any air pumps or anything like that, you've got air pumps, you've got every single UV bulb that you can imagine. And then over this side at the moment, you've got all of the big blues. This is something that I'm really passionate about at the moment. The amount of people that don't take chlorine out and heavy metals from their water before they put it to the pond. There's loads of different ranges, starting from 145 quid, going right up to 640 for an absolute beast of a big blue right there. And then on this back wall, we've just been tidying up some of the treatment bits and pieces, all nice and neat. But it's surprising how long it takes to get these shelves nice and tidy. Over on the back, you got all of the Evolution Aqua stuff, drum filters on display, so you can get a bit of an idea of how they look, how they work. Got a big drum filter right here, look. That's one of the biggest ones from Burton's. And then you got loads of different dechlorinated systems here. You got second-hand Backhouse media, all of your K1. You got pressure filters, all of your pumps, UV bulbs. Everything's here on display, so you can have a little bit of a look and get a feel for it, which I really like. You've also got the Surge, you've got the Tempest. And that is one thing that I really like about Southwest Koi, is that if you ever need anything, 9 times out of 10, he's got it here. And any koi dealer, I mean, there's other koi dealers out there that's got it as well, but when you know the item's in stock and you can get a bit of an idea for what you're after, it certainly makes it a little bit more enjoyable to have a look at it, even if you're thinking about planning about getting something. But those kahakus out there for £40 a piece, get yourself down to Southwest Koi, have a little bit of a look, see if there is anything that you want, and get yourself those sort of last minute bargains before the winter sets in, get them into your pond, and yeah, sometimes the end of season is the time when you need to buy a fish, because that price at £40 for a kahaku, absolute bargain. So thank your mother for watching this video. If I don't see you in a week, I'll see you up here at Southwest Koi. I'm here this weekend, so hopefully come down and say hello. Happy days, bosh.